Hello, we are Group 2. Today we are going to introduce skeletal muscles in anatomy. This is our content. Hi, I'm Ruben and then let's talk about what is skeletal muscle. It is a voluntary muscle attached to bones composed of multinucleate muscle fibers and connect to bones via tendons. Its contractions are consciously controlled, for example, walking or lifting weights, and exhibit a distinct striated pattern under a microscope, hence also called striated muscle. And what is the importance of skeletal muscle? First one, movement. It works with bones to enable body motion. Secondly, posture maintenance. It supports stability against gravity, just like standing or sitting. Thirdly, metabolic regulation accounts for almost 40% of body weight, influencing energy expenditure and basal metabolic rate. Last one, protection and heat. It absorbs mechanical shock and generates heat during contraction.
Hi there, I'm Liu Xingsu, and now I'm going to introduce the structure of skeletal muscle. The skeletal muscle is made by muscle fascicles. Muscle fascicles are made by a great amount of muscle fibers and primosome that membranes which bind the muscle fiber together. These muscle fascicles are encased by the emphysema, the membranes, which is a type of connective tissue, and take shape into muscles. And also, a muscle is connected with muscle tendon, which is an important tissue that combines bones and skeletal muscle. Tendon has good tissue strength to ensure that they will not be ripped by power easily. And then we are going to present the basic unit of muscle fascicle cells. Muscle fascicle cells is mainly made with muscle fiber, a long and tubular-like cell. Every movement creature made is rely on the contract or relax of the muscle fiber that is made by a rod-like structure. It's fixed between muscle fibers that named myofibril, the repeating units of sacromerase, which contains myosin and actin. Myosin and actin are the main and basic factors of creature's motion. Myosin consumes the ATP, the energy currents, of the cell, to work on the actin, and cause the muscle fiber contract or relax.
Hello, my name is Cai Hongyu. I will introduce the classification and characteristic. Here are two types of muscle fibers. One is slow twitch muscle fiber. It's slower contraction but more durable. It has weak power than the fast twitch muscle fiber because it has more myoglobin, so its color is red. And when we in the marathon running, we will use this type of muscle. And second, we call it fast twitch muscle fiber. It's fast contraction but easy to fatigue, and it has less myoglobin, 肌红蛋白, so it's white. And when we sprinting or weightlifting, we will use fast twitch muscle fiber. How to name the muscle? First one, its location, like temporalis. It's on the temporal bone, so we call temporalis. Next, shape. Deltoid look like a triangle, so we call it deltoid. Delta means triangle, toid means like, so like triangle. 3. Relative size, like gluteus maximus and gluteus minimus. Fourth, direction of fascicles and muscle fiber, like rectus abdominis. 5. Location of attachment, like branchial radius. It's on the branch and radius, so we call branchial radius. And next, number of origin. Bicep has two origin. One is long, we call long head. Another is short, we call short head. Other muscle like this type, like tricep or quadricep. Final action: flexor, extensor, abductor. Is 4 types of action, and these are 7 ways to name a muscle. Now we use this picture to explain how to name muscle. Look the red circle, and these 2 muscle. One is long, another is short. We take the long one. This muscle is on our radial side, and this muscle can make our carpi extension. So we call this muscle extensor carpi radius longus muscle.
Hello, my name is Wang Xiu Chong. Here I will introduce the physiology and function of skeletal muscle. Okay, let's begin with how do skeletal muscle work. The skeletal muscle work mainly by the muscle contraction. Here is some simple process of the contraction. First, brain will send the signal to muscle through spinal cord. Then, calcium is released inside the muscle. After that, myosin bind to actin and then pull. After that, the ATP, which is an energy molecule, provides energy. Last, the muscle contracts and then relax. Okay, here is the contraction cycles to show how the myosin work. First, the myosin head spread ATP and become reoriented and energized. Then, the myosin head bind to actin and forming the cross bridge. The third step is the myosin head rotates towards the center of the scleroderm. The fourth step is as the myosin head bind ATP, the cross bridge detaches from actin. Then the cycle will begin again from the first step. Okay, here is 2 types of muscle contraction. The first is the isotonic contraction. The muscle will train their leg during the exercise. For example, the bicep brachial exercise will train the shape of the muscle during the exercise. So that is the isotonic contraction. Then is the isometric contraction, which means that the muscle didn't train during the exercise. For example, if you're holding a plank, your body will be stable, but the arm muscle and the abdominal muscle will working hard to hold you stable. So this is the isometric contraction.
Okay, let's make a summary of our video. In summary, skeletal muscle is a dynamic and multifunctional tissue essential for survival and quality of life. In this video, we have 3 important points that you need to know. The first one, structure and organization of skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle have 3 essential structure. They are epimysium, vesicles, and tendons. If we read down to microscopic components, there are myofibrils, sarcomeres, actin, and myosin filament. Also, the sliding filament theory can explain how this structure interact to produce contraction. And the second point, diversity and adaptation. Also have 2 types. They are type 1, slow twitch, and type 2, fast twitch. And muscle are named based on shape, function, or location. The last point, functional importance. Muscle can do some movement and posture. Skeletal muscle plays critical roles in metabolism, its production, and protection. neuromuscular coordination. This is our reference. Thank you.